Hey guys, my name is Loveless, and this time we're back with Drowning. So it took me a little bit longer to actually get to the third chapter because I got sick. That's what happens when you're cleaning a lot and dust gets in your lungs for days. So I couldn't really record because I was having a hard time breathing, but it's all good now. So let's get straight into it. That night, Izuku stayed in his dorm. Usually he'd go down to the commons and pretend to be happy in front of his friends and classmates, but he just didn't have it in him that night. He didn't even go down for dinner. He was content to just sleeping the evening away, until a knock at his door. He had debated on ignoring it, but a loud, "Open the damn door, I know you're awake," changed his mind. "Hi, Kachan," Izuku said with a strained smile. Bakugo looked him up and down before pushing past him into his room. "Kachan, what are you—" Izuku cut off by the blonde. "Eat," Bakugo said, placing a bowl, what appeared to be soup, on Izuku's desk. The green-haired boy had just shrugged at the command. "I'm not hungry. I had a big lunch." "Bullshit. You didn't eat anything at lunch," Bakugo snapped, and he walked over to Izuku, dragging him over to the desk, forcing him to sit in front of his hot food. "Eat it." Izuku eyed the soup. It was just plain tomato. He could do that. It was like drinking water. Or something. He was too tired to think about it too hard. He hesitantly grabbed the food and lifted a bite to his mouth. It tasted about as good as plain tomato soup can taste. But it was warm and felt nice filling his stomach. "Thank you, Kachan," he mumbled in between bites. Bakugo crossed his arms over his chest as he leaned against Izuku's wall. "When was the last time you ate?" Don't lie to me, Deku." Izuku frowned as he looked at the bowl in front of him. "I had a few apple slices yesterday morning." The blonde above him made a small t sound. "From now on, you're eating lunch with me." Izuku blanched at the idea. "No, Kachan, it's really okay. I'm fine. I don't need a—" "Shut up, Deku. It wasn't a question," Bakugo said, but it lacked its normal heat when he said those words. Nonetheless, they had its intended effect. Izuku felt quiet. "If you're fine, then eating with me won't be a problem." Izuku just quietly nodded his head, lifting another spoonful of soup to his mouth. "You're a burden to him. Can't even take care of yourself properly." Tears came to Izuku's eyes at the invasive thoughts. He really was a burden to Bakugo. Now the blonde would be worrying about him rather than the other, more important things. Izuku was such a screw-up. You don't deserve the food he made you. The green-haired boy didn't pick the spoon back up, leaving it in the bowl as he sat back. Bakugo lifted a brow in question at the action. "I'm full," Izuku mumbled, staring at his desk in front of him. His childhood friend let out a sigh, but didn't push it any further. "He's annoyed with you. You're so wasteful and unappreciative." "Okay," Bakugo said, grabbing the bowl. "You ate like half. That's pretty good," he mumbled, hesitantly for a moment before ruffling Izuku's curls. Izuku couldn't have fought off the smile on his face if he tried. Bakugo wasn't upset with him for wasting food or being a burden. He was just being polite. For once, Izuku chose to ignore the nagging voice. He was getting along with Bakugo for the first time since the blonde got his quirk. He wasn't going to let his self-critical mind ruin that for him. "Thank you, Kachan," Izuku said quietly, looking at the blonde with wide, awe-filled eyes. Bakugo looked down at him before quickly looking away. "It's whatever, nerd. Can't be a good rival if you waste away." Izuku laughed quietly at the blonde's reasoning. He'd never been able to admit he was doing something nice out of the concern for someone. It's almost endearing. "True," he agreed with a nod. The two fell into an awkward silence before Bakugo quickly said, "I'll see you tomorrow," and then nearly tripped over himself trying to leave Izuku's room. Once he was gone, Izuku walked over to his bed, flopping down with a huff. "What just happened?" he mumbled to himself. Bakugo had been worried about his health. He had brought food and made Izuku eat something he can actually stomach too. It was thoughtful. Not only that, but it seemed like he was also determined to make sure Izuku ate every day by having them sit together at lunch. Maybe Kachan wasn't so bad after all. Or maybe he's feeling guilty. He probably doesn't care about you at all. He's just feeling guilty about middle school. He frowned at the thought. No, Kachan wasn't someone who really cared about guilt. Maybe he didn't even feel it. Even if it was guilt, why would he start feeling it now? Because now he actually has friends he likes. He wants to be a better person for them, even if it means putting up with the dumbass nerd he's been trying to shake his whole life. Ouch, that one hurt a little. Was Kachan really doing this all just to look better in front of his new friends? No, Kachan doesn't care about what other people think. He made that more than clear. He doesn't care about what you think of him because you're just a worthless Deku. Yeah, that is true. But his new friends mean more to him, so he wants them to like him. He wouldn't care less about what you think. Izuku let out a soft sigh. His thoughts were right. Ashido, Kaminari, Kirishima, and Sero were so much better than him. If he was their friend, he would want to impress them too. He can't really blame Bakugo. He rolled over in his bed, snuggling a pillow to his chest. Well, it was comforting while the thought lasted. Damn, when your thoughts be so mean to you. They be like, hey, I thought of a good idea. Maybe he cares. And it's being like, nope. It's like, damn, that was nice while it lasted. Shit. That was very fast. But that's how it goes sometimes. So that's it for now. If you want to see more of this, you know what to do.